up one more time for the YouTube Rewind 2016. How about that? My first question for you is, this is the 8th year that you guys have done the Rewind, right?
So we've done the list. We've released the list 8 years. We've done Rewind for 7 years, but the kind of big spectacle video has really only been the last 5.
And how the big spectacle videos themselves have kind of changed as well. Like this specifically felt kind of different than 3 years ago. This felt a little bit more like an homage to the greatest videos of the year rather than a sort of compilation of them.
Yeah, totally. So, you know, it started like as a way to sort of celebrate all the big trending videos of the year. And as YouTube began to change, where you have these creators from all over the world that have built these massive audiences, it became also kind of about celebrating all the big things that happened in the community and happened kind of in pop culture in general over the year. And those videos became so popular that they sort of grew and grew and snowballed from there.
How did you guys come to make that decision, though, that it wasn't going to be about, that it was going to be about the creators and about the success of those creators as well as the pop culture moments, rather than just sort of like a series of kind of like the double rainbow type videos?
You know, we had this idea a few years ago that it would be cool if we could
Double rainbow. Sorry, I'm like really old guy.
I love the double rainbow video. But we had this idea that you could that if we could get people together that wouldn't normally have the chance to come together, like this was a good opportunity to do that. And I think at the time we were thinking, oh, you know, how great would it be to get Psy and Walk Off the Earth, who did that like 5 people, 1 guitar video a handful of years ago, together to like in one video, like that would be kind of cool. And then once you have that idea and you're like, well, what if we did this and then that, and then it just sort of grows and grows and grows until you've got Hodor, you know, in the video.
How long did it take to produce this video?
Well, we actually start months prior, like almost in the summer. I mean, there's just so many like pieces. It's kind of weird working on an end of the year video way before the year has ended. But what happens is we'll start sort of thinking about, okay, who are the creators that have really blown up this year? What is like kind of the structure that we want to use? There's obviously like, getting people's time and things like way in advance, but it all comes together, has to come together really quickly. Right. We're still like pulling data, looking at all the big trends, everything that's happening up to like, you know, almost the last couple of weeks of editing to put this thing together. And you'll see stuff like the Mannequin Challenge. That was just like a month ago, not even, you know, that happened, and we still got it in.
And now a lot of this video features creators on YouTube. YouTube creators, I guess, that's the best way to define them. And they're incredibly successful, massive amounts of subscribers and followers, millions and millions and millions. They are the new generation of celebrity to a generation of people. When did you guys start to realize that was kind of almost the new YouTube?
I mean, I think we started to see it from the moment that I first started working there back in 2010. I think we saw that, hey, there are these people. We so associated with YouTube with sort of viral videos and things back in the day.
Sort of like found content or content of the moment.
Totally, and almost accidental things happening. But we started to see this kind of group of this community that was forming around some of these early creators, these vloggers. That was a new format that sort of had evolved. And over time, that just sort of built on top of itself to the point that, I mean, I would even argue James Corden is a YouTube creator now. That show is in the same style. The Carpool Karaoke bit is in the same style, you know, of a lot of YouTube creators' videos.
Well, many would say that even Jimmy Fallon is a YouTube creator to a degree. I mean, he had, for an extended period of time, a producer who specifically designed his show when it was the late night show with Jimmy Fallon to find sort of viral video type of content, create it, and it was meant for success on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different medium because it allows for this level of interactivity around something, because you don't. It's not just, hey, I'm sitting back and watching this thing. It's, hey, I'm sharing this thing. I'm talking about this thing. I may be connecting with this person. I can engage with things in a way that is just a different place. So what you have happening is you have these things that work well on television, but then also play differently the next day, and people can sort of connect with them in a different way in that new space.
Now let's talk about the actual production behind this video, because it's incredible, and it's not something that you would have imagined YouTube producing 7 or 8 years ago. Who directed it, and what was it like putting together the actual production of it?
Yeah, I mean, so there's a production company that we work with, Portale. They've been kind of our partners with this over the years, helping us kind of actually make this thing happen. It's grown. Each year we try to say, okay, what's like the thing that we can kind of do a little bit differently. This year, we really went a little bit bigger on international creators. There's huge creators from Japan, from Latin America, from India, kind of all captured in there, which is really hard to do, obviously. Like, these are, the thing about as YouTube has grown and as these creators have become more popular, they've become celebrities. So trying to get everybody in the video, everybody talks about, oh, how hard is it to get The Rock? It's hard, but it's hard to get PewDiePie too, you know? Right. So it's like a real task to actually get all.
PewDiePie is hard to book?
Yeah, I mean, he's a busy guy. He's a huge star, you know?
Wildly successful.
He is.
I know.
Don't, you're making that face, but
I'm not making a face.
These are, you know, these are the celebrities now, and they're incredibly busy doing all kinds of stuff, and so they're totally cool about all getting together and trying to do this thing each year for their fans who really love it.
I'd imagine The Rock is like, for what you guys had him do, was probably the easiest person to book in this scenario. It was like, give us 15 minutes and stand in front of a white screen. We got you. Whereas everybody else, you're shooting actual, like these are actual produced shoots with everybody else. I mean, some of the international creators that you have them driving around, you have them in front of many different sets. That seems much more difficult.
It totally depends, right? It's schedules and things. Like some people, they're in the middle of a press tour, and it's like, okay, well, you're not going to get them out to a set to do something. But you know, James Corden, it's like, hey, can we actually create something cool together with a bunch of YouTube creators? So it totally just varies by year.
How do you go about selecting the people that are in this video? Is it about the most views one particular video has, the most subscribers that creator as a whole has, or like one video in particular by that subscriber and that video became a trend?
It totally varies. You know, we don't just look at views. That's not like, and we'll talk about this, you know, in a bit when we talk about sort of the big videos of the year. But views is not the only real important metric. We look at all kinds of things. Subscribers is a really strong signal, right, of people say, hey, I want to see everything that you've made, not just, you know, this one video. It's like growth over the year. You know, is there some sort of relationship to a big thing that's happened? You know, or did you like have a breakout video this year? So we kind of, and we try to balance this, like, okay, who are the huge creators, who are the up and coming ones, who are the kind of viral stars, who, you know, we try to get that balance so that it really does feel like it's not just here's YouTube, but it's like here's this year in YouTube.
Do you know off the top of your head who has the most subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah, it's PewDiePie.
Is it really?
Yeah. And it's like over 40 million, so you know it's not a small number.
Bots.
Yeah.
They're bots.
No way.
So when it comes to looking at sort of these, you know, we have this list here of the top 10 videos of the year. How are these compiled versus sort of how you compile the content that goes into the rewind?
Yeah. So you know, years ago, you used to just think about everything in terms of what's getting the most views. That was a good proxy for things. But really, when you dig into it, people don't just watch things. They share things. They like things. They comment on things. They make their own versions of things. So when we make the list for the end of the year, we actually try to look at all of those signals to say, okay, what are the videos that people were talking about this year? And how do we use all the ways that people interact with video to figure out what the top ones were? And that's how we ended up at this list.
Which is kind of completely different, right? I mean, because it's almost... I was saying this before, but like, you know, 5, 6 years ago, the top 10 videos or the top videos that would be in the rewind would be something that sort of broke through all of pop culture. And we'd sort of all have remembered and be talking about it. But because of the landscape of media right now and also of YouTube, it's a bit different. Like, yeah. PewDiePie has 40 million subscribers. And I mean, that's amazing. And I joke when I make a stupid face, and I'm sorry, PewDiePie. I've never seen a PewDiePie video, but he has 40 million subscribers.
There's different types of videos, right? And that's, I think, one of the things that's very different about this landscape, right, is that you have people that you like, right? And YouTube is designed to be your version of YouTube, right? Yes. Not like everybody's, right? So we're not all seeing the same thing. It's not like when I turn on my TV and I know that you and I are seeing the same thing at the same moment. When I'm putting on YouTube, I'm seeing the stuff that I want to see and the subscribers that I'm subscribed to the channels that I want to know more about. So if you don't play video games or not into gaming, like you're probably not going to see PewDiePie stuff come through. But if you are, it's like he would be one of the big people that you'd be following. You know, I follow Casey Neistat, right? I've been following his stuff for years. You probably know his stuff, right? And he's built a huge following that's like got its very different style of thing from what a gamer might do or what a beauty creator like Bethany Moda might do. So I think that's where it feels so weird to us in a way when we're used to the late night show host type celebrity. It's like someone who's big, who's in movies that everyone has seen. But you actually have this world now where a huge number of people can have seen something, but you might not have.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the top trending videos of the year. Number 10, you have brothers convince little sister of zombie apocalypse. What is this? What is this video?
This is what I would describe as one of the classic viral videos, right? This is two brothers who have convinced their sister, who's just had some dental surgery, so she's still dealing with the anesthesia, that that they're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and it's hysterical, and it reminds me, David After Dentist, kind of that classic.
Exactly what it reminded me of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in that same sort of vein. Also filmed inside of a car, which is we'll come back to, but. 20 million views, over 20 million views on this thing. But this is what I would describe as like the kind of classic type of viral video.
Because it breaks through.
Yeah, well,
And also the production of it and how it looks.
I would say that all of these have broken through to a pretty sizable extent, but I think just more like it's not from a big creator, or it's not like it's the kind of stuff that we remember seeing 8 years ago.
Right. The next one is the $21,000 first class airplane seat.
Right, and here we are talking about this is Casey Neistat, and he's had a huge year on YouTube. I think he gained 4 million people subscribed to his channel just this year. He spent a lot of it posting these daily vlogs. This is one of them where he's kind of sharing different fun experiences from his life. He got upgraded on an Emirates flight to first class, and he's kind of sharing this like bizarre experience of that flying transatlantically. And yeah, so he's had a huge year, and I think this was his biggest video.
He's incredible. He's the kind of guy who believes that you should make a film every day if you want to be a filmmaker, and that's how he uses YouTube. One of my favorite things that Casey Neistat ever did was he did that amazing video about biking in New York City and people parking in bike lanes, where essentially he almost got a ticket for not riding in a bike lane, so then he filmed himself riding in bike lanes into trucks, into people walking through the bike lanes, basically saying you can never actually just ride in a bike lane.
Yeah, totally. So he's a very
stunt man at times.
Yeah, I mean he does all kinds of stuff. I think he's one of those true like people who started as a filmmaker and decided, hey, I have this opportunity to create whatever I want every day and have a huge audience for it, and we kind of get the fruits of that in videos like these.
Now, number 8 is from Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and it's about Donald Trump, and I'm just going to say right away, nice try, John Oliver, but it didn't really work. Thanks for trying, though.
Yeah, I mean, this was from back earlier in the year. Obviously, the election was a major topic on YouTube this year.
Is it hard to not have this list be sort of filled with a number of different videos around the election? Because I would imagine, like, this one is amazing, but I'd imagine there were a number of others as well. For instance, the Inside Edition bus with Billy Bush, or the entertainment, whatever shitty show that was.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, this is not, it's not like, we're picking these. We're using we're really looking at the metrics to figure out what are the big ones, and this is the one that did break through this year. And I mean, it was the biggest of the kind of reaction videos. I mean, there were so many people this year, millions of people coming to YouTube, watching live streams of the debates, watching, uploading reaction videos and things. And this is a big one. Another thing that's kind of interesting about this is I remember when we used to make videos back, 8 years ago, we used to talk about them trying to be like under 2 minutes, keeping things really short. This is 20 minutes long. The average duration that people watch this thing is over 11 minutes.
Really?
Kind of, yeah, it totally changes how you think about videos and viral videos and things. The average length of the videos on the list this year is over 8 minutes. So it's like it's another kind of
the average length of videos on this list is over 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So overall, that's showing like a trend of people watching video longer on
Totally.
on the internet.
I mean, that's what it says to me.
Is there a trend in regards to, this is super specific, in regards to mobile versus sort of like desktop? Do people watch on mobile for shorter periods of time and desktop for longer?
I don't know the exact stats of things. I mean, obviously, the way that people use different things is different. When I watch something on my television, and I throw it up on my Chromecast or something, that I might view differently in a different duration than something I'm checking out on my phone. But I mean, people do watch long things on their mobile devices now.
Number 7 is Channing Tatum and Beyonce's Run the World Girls versus Joanna Tatum's Pony lip sync battle.
Yeah, so this is Channing Tatum and his wife doing a lip sync battle. It is amazing for so many reasons, including that look right there.
This is incredible.
The lip sync battle thing obviously started on Fallon's show, and then sort of was so popular online that they spawned it. They spawned it into its own show. It's just on Spike. And then, this was the big one from this year. We had a lip sync battle last year as well, but this one is kind of incredible.
Sorry, you were talking, but I was just watching the. I don't
It's so
no
arresting.
idea what you were saying. Let's take a look. I was gonna say let's go to number 6, but let's just hold on this for a little bit longer. Unbelievable, Channing Tatum, just number 1. He is the number 1 celebrity. Amazing. Number 6 is water bottle flip edition, Dude Perfect.
Yeah. So this year is a big challenge year for challenges. So
Oh, and this was a part of the rewind, right?
Yes, yeah, you saw the water bottle flip
Yeah.
there. So we had this year. There's like the mannequin challenge and the Running Man challenge and the 100 layers challenge, and one of them was this water bottle flip challenge. And the most popular of the water bottle flip videos that we saw, where people are trying to flip the bottle and get it to land on the bottom, was from Dude Perfect. And I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they've been doing they're like the epic trick shot guys on YouTube. They've been doing this since 2009. They got 14 million subscribers on their channel. So they kind of took the trend and tried to do like their version of it, which would be like, what's the most epic version of trying to do, a water bottle flip?
What was the most epic version?
The video I'm saying. This is they're like montage of them creating epic versions of the water bottle flip versus people just trying to flip it onto a table.
Whoa! Okay, let's move to the next one. Number 5 is a 12-year-old ukulele player gets golden buzzer. America's Got Talent 2016. Someone love that. You love that one.
Grace, she's a Grace Vanderwall fan.
Yes, Grace Vanderwall. Oh, adorable.
She is adorable. This was from America's Got Talent this year. Like we've had Britain's Got Talent make the list in the past. This is the first year that America's Got Talent made it. They had a really big year on YouTube, hundreds of millions of views. And Grace herself has actually a pretty big following on her own sort of YouTube channel, as well. So kind of one of the cute stories from America's Got Talent this year for sure. And she's incredibly talented. If you haven't heard this song, her performance is pretty amazing.
I will check it out. For some reason, I haven't seen it. Sorry. Number 4 is Nike Football presents The Switch, featuring Cristiano Ronaldo, Harry Kane, Anthony Marshall, and more.
Yes.
What do we got?
This is the fifth year in a row we've had an ad that's made the list. Although this is kind of, and it goes to our point earlier about longer things, but even ads are changing, and you can really see it because this is like a 6-minute short film. It's not like a traditional ad that we think of. And so Nike made this for the Euro 16 soccer tournament in Europe this year. They did same director did one for the World Cup in 2014 that also made our list. But you see Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's a very kind of fun, cute, but really well made short film that they produced for the.
And you're noticing that the ads that are making the list as well are getting longer in length.
Totally. I mean, this is not. I wouldn't. When I think of an ad, or when I think of the ads that I remember as a kid, I don't remember like a 6-minute film that I'm kind of following the plot of.
Yeah, 30 seconds to a
minute spot,
Yeah.
15-second spot, and this is a totally different type of thing.
That's incredible. Number 3, we have What's Inside a Rattlesnake Rattle.
That's right. Okay, so this is actually a really cute story. So this channel is called What's Inside, and it started because it's a father and son who run the channel, and it was a 2nd grade science project they had 2 years ago to cut inside different balls, and so they started a YouTube channel on it, and it just blew up. It's been incredibly popular, and they have millions of subscribers, and they produce these kind of educational videos looking at what's inside different things. It's kind of obviously what it is inside some of these objects. It's kind of captures your curiosity, but they do some really great stuff.
And how many views did this get?
This one is at, I want to say 50, so it's like around 60 million views.
And they have a subscriber channel as well that has like a base?
They have subscribers to their channel on which this video exists, yeah.
Subscribers to their channel, sorry.
There are people who follow their channel, basically.
Yeah, that's what I
Millions
meant.
of them,
Yeah. Number 2 is Pen, Pineapple, Apple Pen, Pico Taro. Is that Pico Taro?
Yeah, Pico
This is incredible.
I love this. So this is one of the biggest trends in Japan this year, and a lot of people think about YouTube in the U.S. They think about it as a U.S.-based thing because for so many years the U.S. videos are the ones that really propelled the list. But it's over 80% of the views on YouTube, just overall every day, are outside the United States. So we see these kind of international influence of things. I mean, the Cristiano Ronaldo video, another one where it's made for the Euro final for the Euro 2016. Here we've got this is a Japanese comedian who made this short video. It became so huge that people were making their own versions of it. It spread to the U.S., other parts of the world, huge in Japan. It actually is the shortest song to chart on the Billboard 100, the song that's like behind the video, which is also like this bizarre kind of.
Hold that for us, guys. That's my new screensaver. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1, we have Adele, Carpool Karaoke.
Yeah, no drama there,
Who's Adele? No, sorry, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this that's cool, I guess.
I mean, this is amazing. So, all right, look. Here's.
I don't
So
know.
first
There's something exciting about what's inside a rattlesnake and like this kid and his dad. Like that resembles the democratization of video and the internet that we sort of loved and praised. And this being number one to me, I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, you had the marketing capabilities to be number one. You got Adele.
No, let me break this down for a second.
Fight about
okay?
this.
So first of all, if you haven't actually watched this entire video, it's so charming. Like she is so engaging in this video, and I think Carpool Karaoke is massive. It's incredibly popular. 1 billion views on Carpool Karaoke videos. This one's got 100
billion?
1 billion views on the Carpool Karaoke videos.
This get more than Michelle Obama?
This video, yeah, this is the most popular Carpool Karaoke video. It has 135 million views on this video. And the thing that I think is so interesting about this, besides the fact that late night has become so huge, the amount of time that people spend watching late night this year is nearly double what it was last year. It's become like the thing of people watching these clips the day after. But this is also
sorry. You mean the amount of time that people watch late night on YouTube?
On YouTube,
Okay,
yeah. The amount of viewing on late night videos this year was nearly double what it was last year. Over 8 billion views if you add up all the late night shows together. Wow. So very popular. But this is also the thing I love about this series is that it reminds me of some of the same things that I love about a lot of YouTube series, right? It's like it is out. It's not in the studio. It's in this like personal space, which is a car. It's very casual, and that's what's so fun about it. I mean, I really feel like I'm just riding around with these two people having fun, which is I think what I love about Casey's videos and so many of these other things, which is very different than some of the highly produced stuff when I think about TV things. So
it's a kind of direct to the audience sort of thing. It's something that makes you feel like you were saying at the beginning of our conversation about YouTube and subscribing. It's like you go to YouTube for what you want. It feels like it's made for you. Where this kind of feels like that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels very intimate and direct.
Yeah, it does. It feels like it is an intimate experience to be riding in someone's car in general. And so I think that comes across in the production style of this video.
Well, I'd personally prefer to be riding in Michelle Obama's car than Adele's. Sorry. Let's open it up to the audience for questions.
You can't figure out how to make that happen here, huh, Mr. Host?
Would love that. Right here?
Hi. First of all, I have to say, I never thought I'd be sentimental about 2016 as a year, but that was such a good video. I had like chills at certain points. It was great. So my question for you is, what is your favorite of all the viral videos this year? The ones either included in the video or not?
Man, that's so hard. And I'm totally with you. When we started doing these things, we had these like weird conversations where it would be like, is it possible to feel nostalgic for something that happened in February? It's like, it's such a strange sensation. There's so many of these things that I love the Running Man Challenge as a thing. I just think it's funny, and like watching all the basketball players do it and stuff was really fun this year. Individual videos, it's really hard to compete with that Picotaro video, Pineapple, Apple Pen. It's just like so unusual. It kind of captures, I think, one of the things that I love as someone who like spends a lot of time thinking about YouTube is the kind of international. I grew up so much with the inability to be able to watch things from other countries. I remember trying to watch like Kurosawa movies when I was like a teenager, and if it wasn't at Blockbuster, I was like never gonna see it basically. But or playing in some theater, which there's not a lot of Kurosawa playing in South Florida. But now I have like this ability to see the pop culture that's happening all around the world, and I think that's so cool and interesting, and it sort of shows how much things have changed, and that video really represents that for me. So
there's also a wonderful part of that video that you were also saying about the brothers convincing the little sister of Zombie Apocalypse, which is the idea of that it feels weird, it feels like nobody else could have made it, it feels very specific, and also like you feel kind of slightly wrong for watching it, which is sort of what early viral video felt like.
Yeah, I mean, it would, without this kind of ability for any of us to make something popular, we're never talking about that right now. Like
no executives have gotten into a room and be like, how do we make this video? Because that's gonna trend.
I mean, I remember when Gangnam Style blew up, it was like, who would have said K-pop, that guy, not even like one of the pretty boy kind of younger K-pop people, but like kind of Psy is gonna blow up in the United States and singing in Korean. Like that would have made no sense. But like we have this stuff happening all the time now.
Next question.
Hey, I was wondering if you think being a YouTube creator and having like other creator friends is almost as important as having a good agent when you're trying to get seen.
Oh, that's so interesting. I definitely think that there's something to the idea of like collaborating and trying to make things with other people and using that to your benefit that has benefited a lot of the big creators on YouTube. I think, because you can have a direct access to an audience, an agent has like a different value to you potentially than it would in a traditional context. So, I mean, it totally depends what you're trying to do, I guess, between those things. But I definitely think that the ability to grow audience through kind of your connections and the other people that you can create with has definitely been proven out through the success of a lot of these creators. I mean, a lot of those British vloggers all make videos together, and it like sort of has lifted them all up. So I think we see that a lot.
I think we have time for one more question. Who has it? You have it. Do it.
So do you feel like there's any difference now with YouTube with other outlets for video like Vimeo or like even Netflix, where it's original content? Has it changed, or is it like trying to change?
I think video is evolving, like in general, and YouTube has always been about like how do we make it possible for people to do the things that they're trying to do, and like kind of be successful. How do we give people the opportunity to succeed and express themselves and things? So I think that plays out, and when we're watching all these things develop, it is just naturally changing creativity and changing how people create and how they think about creating for the web. Creating things for the internet is still relatively new, right? As like it's a medium that didn't exist really 15 years ago. So we're kind of watching, if you think about any new medium that comes out, you're watching the evolution of how people who are talented and creative take advantage of that. And so I think, when you look at the Rewind video, we definitely each year see new things change, the community changes, the types of things they create change. But I think some of the core stuff that we've talked about really has managed to stay the same.
Kevin, is the Rewind video on YouTube right now, online?
Yeah, as of this time that we've been talking, yeah, it's up.
And it's YouTube.com, right?
Yes, YouTube, YouTube.com. You can subscribe to the channel on YouTube.
Kevin, thank you so much for being here, guys. Go watch the YouTube Rewind once again. Thank you, Kevin.